Come on in. You're welcome here. Now this is my dress form princess, and this is our happy place. Now, if you haven't already been introduced, these are my other dress forms, Wendy and Lisa. Who, me? Oh yeah. Well, my name is Rebecca, and I love to sew. I am so delighted to have you with me today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you'll get comfortable, just hang out a while. Why don't you stay a while? And let's enjoy being creative together. As creators, we are blessed with the ability to make things with our own hands. And of course, the assistance of the tools of the trade, clipping on clips, pinning on pins, all the good stuff. Our design rulers rule. They do a lot of good work for us. And of course, the creme de la creme is all of the beautiful fibers that we get to work with. Oh my goodness, right now I am just feeling this color palette. I am absolutely in love with this muted seafoam green color. So let's see what we're gonna come up with today. I love the creative journey, don't you? Well, let's go ahead and get to work. But tell me, what are you guys working on in your creative spaces? I'm going to be using this lovely quilted pillowcase that I was able to pick up from my local thrift shop. I'm going to be using it as inspiration to put in a coat that I'll be making, loading up the serger, and adding some additional fibers to complete the look. Let me know in the comments below what you're making, what you're working on right now. I just love the sound of unraveling new pattern pieces. I know, I'm a total sewing geek. Things like that, just the sounds of sewing, really do make me happy. Ooh, but wait. First, I think I better retake my bust measurement before I figure out which size pattern to cut. Yeah, too many Christmas cookies and all the zuzus and wham whams I ate over the holidays got me feeling a little busty. Oh God, I knew it. I'm taking the walk of shame, y'all. Too many cocoa bombs. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a sewing party. Because that's one of the wonderful things, one of the beauties about what we do is that we can make things any size, any color, any style we want. So it's always a good thing. Okay, now that I've figured out which size to cut out, I think I'm going to take my pattern pieces back over to Princess to see how they're going to fit. So all I'm doing here, you all, is just placing my pattern pieces on my dress form to try and determine how much room I'm going to have in this garment. This is only something I do when I'm working with new pattern pieces. So yeah, just having fun. utilizing all of the tools of the trade. What's your favorite sewing tool or sewing supply?
Yeah.
Okay, friends. So, a little vocal intermission. This is where I like to take all of my smaller pieces, like for your pockets, your collars, and your facings, and gather these up. And then I give them to my homegirls back here to hold down for me to prevent me from losing any of these small pieces. I pin them up here on Wendy and Lisa. Okay, there is a huge part of me that does not want to cut these jeans. These are some really nice jeans by American Eagle Outfitters. And I want to do a different type of upcycle on them now that I'm looking at them. But maybe I'll just go ahead on and put them in this one. I know it's going to look good. It's just that I just really like this quality denim. And here we go. Well, there they are. Busted. Well, friends, it looks like the sewing fairy has been busy at work. At night, she creeps in when the camera's turned off, and she does all of the hand sewing for Tribeca Designs. The sewing fairy, she's a little camera shy. She sews in her robe, so she doesn't want people looking at her while she sews. But I was able to capture her in action, doing the work of a real couturier. She calls it coat couture. So yeah, I love the sewing fairy. Sometimes she works really fast. And sometimes she works very slow. But that's the sewing fairy. Whether fast or slow, she is always working. Doing great work for Tribeca Designs. friends, I hope that you are enjoying this sewing vlog. If so, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, share the video, and subscribe. Now we're going to do a quick pattern review. Oh friends, I am absolutely in love with this coat. It is so warm. It feels so substantial on. This was a set of quilted pillowcases that I thrifted, and you saw me cut those jeans up earlier in the video. This was one set, and then I found one single pillowcase that I used for the back, and I added denim to make up the difference. So the buttons came from Hobby Lobby. This is the only functional one. The others are decorative. It's a wrap coat. So I have the tie on the side, and it ties for a perfect closure. I may go back and insert an additional tie or button here and here, something to kind of secure that. But honestly, it is staying closed on its own. I have actually worn this coat a couple of times, received so many compliments, inquiries of where, how, and if I will make these for others. So maybe that's something I'll consider doing this fall. But I wanted to share the pattern. It is one from my stash that I've had since 2011, and it's copyright 2011. If you can see that right down here on the bottom. Okay, these are the line drawings, and again, McCall's 6445, McCall's 6445 from 2011. This pattern actually was intended for fleece, okay? And you know me, I tend to kind of go my own way with patterns. So honestly, you all, the way I typically use my patterns is I kind of just think of them as a launching point. Very often I know going into something that this is not the outcome that I want, but there's something about it that I think will work with the textiles that I'm using. So I knew I didn't want this collar because I didn't want it too high close to my lower face, because I didn't want, you know, makeup to get on it. And so I substituted this little, I just made a band. I didn't even sew it on the bias, and it fit really well because this is not a really deep curve. So that's what I did there. Let's see, what else did I do? The undersleeve I kept. I did my own thing with the pockets. I made it extra large in the front so that it would wrap over. Instead of coming together in the center front, it comes together in the side front. But the sleeves are a little bit more roomy in here than what I really wanted. I don't think I wanted them to be quite this open, but I like the way they look. I like the style and design of it. And then just the addition of the denim, I think, just really brought this together. I did have a mistake here because of the way you put this insert in. I realized I cut it wrong on one side because I cut these individually. I didn't cut two at once with, you know, fabric right sides together. I cut single pieces out when I do these sometimes to make sure the placement of everything is going to be where I want it. So when I cut this side, I actually cut into it here, and I had to go in and add this piece right in here back in, and then I top stitched over it with a satin stitch. So yeah, it should have been right here, but I don't know why I cut in too deep here. But you cannot even see it when I'm wearing it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you guys. My execution on this I ran into that issue during my execution. But oh, on the back, I added elastic in the center back because I wanted it cinched in just a little bit. It's all really big. And then on the very bottom of the coat, I also added some elastic to bring it in because honestly, it's quite big for me. Initially, I was thinking about maybe making, just some larger size coats and jackets for selling. But I figured after I got into this, I really needed to work out this design myself and wear it and see how it goes before I try to sell it. So I try to make it smaller in the process without cutting it down. I wanted to keep the extra fabric for warmth. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys are interested in full tutorials for my quilt coats when I do them coming up in the late part of the summer again, let me know in the comments below. And I have a really good way of making them out of pillowcases that doesn't involve very much cutting or even a pattern. I would be happy to share that with you guys if you think you'd be interested. But this one I did start out with a pattern. I wanted to try something a little different. Oh my gosh, and I am so in love with this. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you. Peace and blessings.